Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of this Litmor battery cam 2. So it looks like there has been a battery cam 1, so this is probably an upgrade to that. And yeah, this is definitely not a bad thing. So we can buy this on Amazon currently for around $70. It says wireless rechargeable battery powered Wi-Fi camera, 1080p home security camera with spotlight, color, night vision, indoor, outdoor, IP66 waterproof, motion detection, two-way audio, micro SD slots. Micro SD card is not included, but is pretty much standard. Here we have the camera. It's already turned on, connected. Yeah, we don't have any kind of turn on or turn off. As soon as we have inserted the battery, it's working. So I had it outside for a couple of days and this is how it worked. So for me this is a really refreshing design. First thing, the camera, then also the mount or holder, and also the app. Is it the perfect battery operated camera? No, I think there are in every aspect probably something which is better, but the whole package is really nice, new, refreshing, and it's a different thing compared to other things, and it's working really good. So it was quite reliable. It had some bugs, or it has some bugs in the software, but usually we can easily work around. But it has many good things, and I like this style. I mean, when I was showing this to my wife, I mean, usually when I show her new cameras, she's already tired of them and tell me, oh wow, yeah, please put it in a bag, so somewhere where nobody can see that. And when I was showing this camera to her, she said, oh wow, that's a beautiful one, I like that. So this is something really different compared to all the other cameras which I have seen so far, and it has been working really good. So this is the packaging, by the way, and this is what we get. So yeah, here's the box. Yeah, the things like description, features, specs, and yeah, it even works with Alexa, Google Assistant. I haven't even set this up till now, but this is really rare. This is something which you don't get with many cameras. Has wide angle camera, dimensions. Here we get some mounting material. I love that we get these short screws, not always these long screws which we get with most other cameras, which you cannot put inside anything. We get also this sticker which you can use, 3M sticker, which you could put in the bag. But this is a really nice thing, this mount here. You can just use this thing on the camera and then turn in literally every angle you want, upside down, left, right. You can turn it even around, whatever you want to do. I mean, I don't recommend to do that. I mean, it's waterproof, but the speaker on top is maybe not the best thing unless you have it underneath the roof. And this thing here is really nice also. I mean, it has like a firm hold. You can use it with this sticker here, you can use it with the screws from here, or you can use it just with a wire or cable. Hang it on a tree. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't actually hang it on a tree because when it's moving around, causing all these false alerts. But I had it on a branch. I just wrapped it around a small branch, and it worked really good. Also, I had it on a fence for about 2 days. It was working really good. The wireless range is also good, I would say, about average or a little bit above. And the good thing is we don't need a base station, so it connects directly to your router. This is what I love. I don't like these things with the base station. It's so complicated, and they mostly have to be wired directly to the router, and the ports there are limited. So this is much better. It doesn't have the longest wireless range, but I had it outside pretty far away from the home, and it has been doing good. It hasn't been showing the highest Wi-Fi levels, but it was always connected, so I really cannot complain. So I'll open that later. First, I'm going to show you the instruction manual. Yeah, this is the thing before using or just installing. You can see the options which you have here. And then, yeah, of course, you have to make sure that you don't pointing this directly into the sun. This is all about the battery. I'm going to show you that. I think the instruction is really also good, refreshing, has a good balance between pictures and text. This is about the micro SD card inserting. This is also standard what you're used on your phone, or especially older phones or cameras. Here we have the app recommended 32 gigabytes. What I always recommend is to use like premium storage. I mean 32 gigabytes from Samsung is only about $6. So please don't buy cheap junk to save $2, and at the end you will lose your footage. Yeah, this is the charging time, and here about the battery inserting, and here it's about the app. I'm going to show you that. I'm not going to show you how to connect. To connect was a little bit difficult. So what's really important, I'm not going to show you everything. I mean, you have to reset this thing here. I'm going to open that. I can show you that now actually. By the way, if you're having a problem, there's a website, there's even support. I hope I can show you that. So in case you need that, you can write to them or check on the website, maybe also check for updates. Yeah, here we have it. There's the lock and unlock, and we just have to unscrew this thing like in a counterclockwise way. By the way, here we have a standard mount which you could also use. I mean, there is no accessory for that, but if you have already one from another camera which you don't need, yeah, you can use that. Yeah, here we have the camera, we have sensors, we have the light. Yeah, you can also use this as a light. We have this opening here. I'm going to show you that from the inside. So we have to move that just a little bit to open that. It's pretty hard to do that, but definitely not impossible. So this is what I'm going to show you here. So this is pretty easy to take out the batteries and put them back. Just make sure you have them in the right direction, because it looks very similar here. And here the micro SD card inserting, just push this thing, this lid to this side here, and you can open the flap, insert the micro SD card, put it down, and then push this silver thing to the back here. So everything is done. What you need, yeah, here to charge, of course, you cannot charge this everywhere, anywhere else. You have to insert this and then charge it for 8 hours. So make sure that you have this inserted before. This QR code here is needed during the installation, so leave it open during the installation, but it's everything nicely described anyway. So when you get it new, most of these cameras don't require to do a reset. I have tried this and I had a lot of problems even after resetting, so I highly recommend to use the reset as described in the instructions. Press, I think, about 3 seconds, then you will hear something, and then you will see the red light flashing, and then it's ready to connect. What you have to do, of course, with your phone, just make sure that you are connected with your phone to the same 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah, that's really important. 2.4 gigahertz, no 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It's not possible to connect with any of these battery operated wireless cameras to any 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So make sure that your phone is also connected to the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi where you want to connect this camera to, and then start the connection process. And what's also really important with your phone, make sure that this thing has turned on the volume, because it has to communicate. Yeah, that's a really rare thing. Where do we have this thing? I had it here. Yeah, this camera is then really communicating with your phone through voice. It sounds like a robot talking, and so it will transmit probably Wi-Fi information. So it's really important to do it in a quiet environment and have the speaker on your phone, and then it should be possible. So I've been struggling a little bit, but finally it has been working. So I put this thing back and put it inside, and it will automatically turn on. then again, yeah, push the reset and then go from there, and you will have to scan the QR code and connect everything, but it should be possible, definitely. Yeah, and one thing here, this is the opening in the back. Here, this thing you can use like for permanent power if you want, but the thing is it sits on top, it's not underneath, so when it's on top it's a little bit prone to water, so I would actually not recommend to do that. I mean, we have the battery which can last up to half a year or so if you put it in a good environment, so I really don't suggest to use that. I mean, the easiest thing, if you want to use that, you can push it out from the inside and then push it back. I've done this a couple of times, it really works, but I really don't suggest to do that. So I'll close this again. You have to make sure that this thing is aligned. This indicator here is really small and yeah, barely visible, but actually it's in the same location as we have this tripod mount here, so it's not too difficult, and we have to just then push it together and turn it clockwise, and now you can see it's locked again, and we have even a little bit of flat surface here, flat part, which we can use to point the camera to something. So I'm pointing this a little bit to the back so we can now access the app. So of course it's a little bit too close, everything together, so we won't be able to get a sharp picture with this distance, but I just want to use that to show you something. So I'm going into the app now. I'm going to show you how it's doing and how it has been doing. It has actually been doing a great job, and what I really like, it's a refreshing style, refreshing design, so everything is a little bit different, but it works actually pretty well. It's not too complicated. It has actually all the features which we really need. Of course, the cloud storage is not included, and like human detection is also not included, but we have like a live watch where we can access the sensor or the picture of the camera. You can see that here. I can move it around and there's not much delay. It is really responsive, and yeah, it's pretty cool, even so close. And the footage itself is, I would say, the best footage which I have seen of any kind of 1080p surveillance camera system. I can really tell you that. I think they have been doing a really good job on the sensor and the optics. And you see this, it stops, so that's good. I think you can set a timer or limit, something like that, and when you go live and you should forget, it will stop automatically to save some battery. So we can also go down here and have like a brief daily overview what has happened. It's a little bit small, far away from the camera, but hope you can still see that. It gives you sometimes some lines and points and will tell you what has happened. Like here, of course, it's saying 38%. Yeah, that was always me. I mean, this just happens when I take it in. Otherwise, it's pretty reliable. So you can see between 9 o'clock and 9:59, there was just one person. That was probably also me. And between 7 and 7:50, there were 4 persons leaving, and I think that was pretty accurate. So looks like we have a pretty good overview how many persons have been there. We can also see how many people have been watching, how many times you have using two-way talk and the sirens. So it looks pretty cool. There's not much we can do, but at least this is something which we don't have with other cameras. I mean, it would also tell you like animals, vehicles, and motion in general. Unfortunately, we cannot invoke this overview with previous days. At least I haven't found this. I think this is just available for the current day, and after midnight this thing won't be available anymore. But we have two things which we can check from the past. We can check the events for this camera, so we can add a couple of cameras here. So with the plus, you would come here to this setup, and you would have to click on Litmor battery camera 2, and then you can scan the QR code and go from there. This is how to set up this camera here. and you can set up many, probably they are all here. So you can either check the events from this camera, or here check the events from all the cameras. This is really nice. This is something which you don't get with many other cameras. A lot of the other apps, they just have this footage separated, which I don't like. Even the Cloud Edge, which is pretty much, I would say, the industry standard these days, and I really like that for like Sumimol cameras and other things. But this is one of my biggest complaints there, that we do not have like a united footage, and this is much better here. So I prefer this definitely. So let's check on the events from today. So you can see that what we have here. We can select the day. I mean, you can go to other days, or you can select what you want to see, only people or all, or undefined motion, or whatever. And here we have the days. And now you can see for every footage it has been capturing, there's a small picture, and you can go to the picture. Usually you get 2 pictures, and one of the great things is, I mean, this also helps to get 2 pictures. One is really bright, one is dark, so usually one is really fitting. And one of the great thing here with this camera is that it detects motion really fast. This is the I think one of the fastest cameras which I have seen, fastest battery operated cameras. A lot of people are complaining about that their wireless battery operated camera is super slow, and I can tell you this is the fastest, or at least one of the fastest which I have ever seen. So you can see, you get all the footage here from the whole day. Yeah, that was yesterday, of course, and you can see somebody delivering package to our door here. I think, oh no, that was a yeah, I think somebody brought us a pumpkin. Yeah, that was really nice. This thing, you can see that here. I can show you that. This is really important. I have to take something to show you that. Here's the tree. Can you see that? And this person probably was approaching pretty fast from the right side. So the sensor had only time from here to here to detect the footage, and it has been capturing that. I think there is no other battery operated camera which can do that. This is amazing. So if you are struggling with your old camera and it's detecting too slow, then go for this camera. This is amazing. And I mean, this is pretty far away. This is about 5 meters, 5 yards, about 15 feet or so away, and it's doing a great job. This is really, really amazing. And I have been placing this camera in a location where I test a lot of these cameras, and from with all the other cameras, I've just seen people from the back. I've never seen faces. This was the first camera where I've been able to see faces. So this is huge. And the camera, I mean, the image, the video quality is great. There's just one disadvantage, and it starts usually, or especially when it's a little bit dark, it starts with a dark image. I'm going to show you that. I mean, by the way, you do not only have the picture, you can click also on the video, and it will show you the video. And you can, I think you can even click here and then go from one video to the next one. Can't even remember how this was, but it is possible. So you can scroll through all the videos. I think it's here. We can access the footage of everything. So let's go a little bit down, maybe to another day. Yeah, here we are. That's the thing here which I'm complaining a little bit. Usually the footage is pretty bright, but the first image, and that's also the image which you then have as a sample in your gallery or in Google Photos, where you make a backup, the first image is dark. When it's dark, then the first image is dark. So this is, you can see, you can go really fast through all the footage here. You get, almost instantly you get the first picture. This is really nice if you're searching for something, but the first picture is usually pretty dark, and then usually it goes then brighter right away after that. Of course, it has to load from the microSD card, takes a little bit of time. Unfortunately, it won't play here from this overview. I don't know what's the problem here. Some of the videos seem to be unable to play, some play right away. I wanted to show you one from the twilight, so I'm going back here to the events from today. Do same thing. We can do same thing here, of course, from this overview. That's the earliest thing what you have. Two pictures, one is dark and one is really bright. That's really good illumination here, and we can watch the video here. We can make it full screen. This is what you can see now here. This is my daughter leaving in the morning, and you can see when it starts at the beginning. Yeah, it starts really dark. So again, maybe now we can see that after it's loading. Let's load again. You can see it starts dark, and it turns bright very fast. I mean, it has this infrared illumination. It's not the light, it was not coming from here. It was using its own infrared light, which is really good. I think I have even turned on that it's recording in color. You can select that it's recording in color. With many other cameras you can't do that, and it's doing a nice job. But at the beginning, the very beginning, the footage which it captures is when it's something like that, it is pitch dark, and this is what you also will get then in the gallery or like on Google Apps. This is a little bit of a disadvantage. I hope they can maybe work on that, but I still definitely prefer this being so fast with recording instead of having the recording started later and then having a bright picture but missed most of it. So if this is a compromise, yeah, okay, I can live with that, to have a sooner picture. You can see that also here. I think I have been doing a small test here. Yeah, let me check on this one here. You can see it's pretty dark, and I'm approaching from the right side, and you can see me approaching. This has never been possible in this spot. Yeah, I have never had also this thing from the left side. You can see me coming from the left side, and this has never happened. I have never seen any kind of face. This has never been possible. Unfortunately, what I just had, yeah, I was clicking on footage to play, and instantly it went back to the main menu. I had it sometimes that it even crashed or it's not playing. So I hope they can a little bit work on the stability of this thing here. Apart from that, it's really doing a great job. It has some things which other cameras don't have, and especially this early footage and this great footage, great image. I mean, you can see that here. Here there's another thing. When it's too dark, then it's starting with dark. When it's bright, sometimes it's starting with a very bright picture, which you then also cannot see at the beginning. I mean, it almost immediately goes into a normal color or normal saturation, which you can then easily see. But the start of the footage is usually either too bright or too dark. Yeah, I think I can play this video here. You have to try to go on full screen. I hope you can see that. Watch these colors here. Watch these colors here. Yeah, here I have a single image. I have turned down a little bit the light. I mean, it's just screen recording, but I think you can get an impression how good this thing is. I've checked even on my PC, and this is definitely the best footage what I have ever seen from 1080p cameras. The blue is so blue, the green is so blue, the colors, I couldn't be more accurate. This is crazy. Of course, there is some compression. The video files shouldn't be too large to be handled, but I think this is one of the best compromise what I've ever seen from any kind of security cameras. This is just great footage here. But again, here you can also see this is the Google Photos overview. When you download these footages here, then you can see something just when it's playing. You can see that here when it's playing. You can see this thing when it's not playing. Then you just see some black thing here. So the beginning of all the footage or just pitch dark. So I hope they maybe can work on that. Maybe it's not possible, I don't know, but you can see that here the footage is actually good. It's just represented by a black image, black first image. But apart from that, there are really a lot of positive things, like when we click on a video and it's playing, we can then click on download. Of course, we can also delete or share it with the community or store it. And when we download this thing here, it takes a little bit. It's not too slow, it's not too fast, it's something in between, like in between Blink XT, where we have cloud. Of course, with cloud you're always faster. With Sumimol it's even longer, or I have other cameras where it takes even much longer. So I think it's on a decent level. The good thing is when you download this, you can add this folder to Google Photos and then have it right from there. You don't have to share it like in every single video then into the Google Cloud or so. So you have it already down then here, and you can back up this on Google Drive. You don't have to do anything else, it will be automatically backup. This is a good thing. So this is not with every camera. I have some cameras where it doesn't work, like with the Sumimol it doesn't work. This is a really sad story there, and so this is much better here. Regarding the settings, when we go into settings of the camera, we can click on here and we can see a lot. I mean, I could tell you for half an hour or so about the settings here. Settings are really good. Regarding the lights, yeah, there's something special. We can turn or off the indicator light, the green light, so it's visible. Here we have the night vision, so we can choose between color and black and white mode. This is absolutely rare. I haven't seen that. Yeah, recording schedule, you can share it. Here we have options to buy artificial intelligence detection or cloud. We can limit the monitoring area. This is also a nice thing. We can set up this thing and choose which area which we want to monitor instead of having everything monitored. Sometimes we have some interference like with traffic or too many people and or branches from a tree which are causing false alerts, so we can limit that here. And we have different levels of motion detection sensitivity, 3 levels, which is good. So there are a lot of cameras which have only 2 levels. We have a siren which we can use. We have even Wi-Fi strength is perfect here, of course. We have even an anti-theft alarm. When somebody wants to steal the thing, you can set this on. There are so many things. Yeah, I think I haven't seen so much or so many options in any kind of other battery operated camera. Here we have the battery level. Unfortunately, this is a really nice overview, but it's also not working. I have this on. I have this camera since about a week, every day on, and it doesn't show anything. It would have been really nice to see the thing, how much charge, how it's used, how the percentage level is going down of the battery. This would be amazing. This would be really unique, but it just doesn't work. So I really hope they can work on that, but I think it's already on a really good, acceptable level. And it's really promising. It's a unique thing. It has this really great mount, great style, fast detection, great footage. So I think we definitely cannot complain for this price. And we'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.